If you don't own your own platform, you're going to get overlooked, bypassed, and be extinct just like dinosaurs. Ron Clark gonna be okay. The pivot ain't going nowhere. I'm good. 4th and 1 ain't going nowhere. Funky Friday ain't going nowhere. When you think about what happened to Emmanuel Acho, Joy Taylor, sports personalities taking control of their own narrative. It's imperative walking into this industry to say, number one, I need to learn as much as I possibly can because I do not know when that time is going to call when I get tapped on my shoulder. Number two, take this as a way to bring more attention, more eyeballs, and to also magnify your personal IP. My experience at ESPN was nothing less than pristine. Working alongside with some of the most talented journalists got me to have a newfound respect for the skill. Molly Carroll, Shea Cornett, obviously Stephen A. Smith, Ryan Clark, Dan Orlovsky, Peter Schrager. The list goes on, and all the countless producers and support team. It was second to none. They're the leading sports source for a reason. They have the leading talent not only in front of the camera, but behind the scenes that make sure that they are always on the cutting edge of topics and information and also how it's rolled out. So yes, I felt like anybody else would. I still left with some things that you can't pay for. And that's relationships, connections. That's to be able to say, man, dog, we can agree to disagree, bro. But boy, Ryan, boy, you brought the best out, man. Stephen Anthony, man, it was a plum pleasing pleasure, brother. Molly, Shay, Dan, respect you. Don't feel sorry. This is a part of the industry. Every single person, whether tenured or not, will have to face someday, either on your terms or their terms. So now I can take all that intel and bring it back to what I own outright. And it's not for me to be bitter because I'm not. It's not for me to have a chip on my shoulder. I've lived with chips on my shoulders. This is not that. I'm walking in this with an understanding of how business works. And if you don't do that, you're going to keep getting in your feelings and you're going to keep being emotional when this is not an emotional business. I'm forever grateful for the opportunity that I had to work alongside with sports media's top tier talent. And that experience that I had with Disney by way of ESPN was something that I'll never forget. And it made me and will make me a better business. Thank you.
This is Viral, your source for the biggest stories making headlines. I'm Kendrick Dix. Let's get into today's Viral. ESPN is going through major changes, and two familiar football voices are now at the center of the controversy. Ryan Clark and Cam Newton are among the connected names of the latest ESPN shakeup, leaving fans wondering what future of sports television looked like. So what happened and why these moves are getting so much attention? Let's break it down. But first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Viral. And don't forget to subscribe. Ryan Clark becoming one of ESPN's most recognizable NFL analysts after making the transition from the football field to the television studio. The former Pittsburgh Steelers safety built a strong reputation with his appearance on shows like NFL Live, First Take, and Get Up, where he brought a player's perspective and was not afraid to give his honest opinion. Reports say Clark's departure is connected to ESPN's larger reconstruction cost-cutting moves. His exit represents a major change for ESPN NFL coverage, especially because he became one of the network's most talked about personalities. Another major name fans had noticed is former NFL MVP Cam Newton. Since retiring from the football field, Newton has stepped into the media world, making appearances as an analyst and a commentator, especially during the football season. Cam has brought energy to ESPN, combining his championship experience, his quarterback knowledge, and strong personality. Unlike traditional analysts, Newton's style was more outspoken and built around his unique perspective as someone who played the quarterback position at a high level. The sports media landscape is changing. Networks are balancing big-name personalities and streaming growth and budgets in the future of television. ESPN has continued to adjust its lineup while looking for the right mix of former athletes, reporters, and entertainers to connect with younger audiences. The question is,
This is Viral. I'm Bob Evans. ESPN is making headlines after major changes involving some familiar football voices. Ryan Clark, one of ESPN's most recognizable NFL analysts, has reportedly exited the network after more than a decade. Clark became a fan favorite through shows like NFL Live, First Take, and Get Up, bringing a player's perspective and strong opinions to the conversation. Another name fans have been talking about is former NFL MVP Cam Newton, who also became part of ESPN's football coverage with his unique quarterback insight and outspoken personality. As ESPN continues making changes to its lineup and business strategy, the sports media world is watching closely. The question now is, what's next for Ryan Clark and Cam Newton? I'm Bob Evans, and this has been Viral on Connect TV. Stay connected for the stories everyone is talking about.
So it looks like ESPN is parting ways with Cam Newton as part of their talent layoffs. As we know, Ryan Clark was let go and didn't come back for the final 10 minutes of his show. You know how terrible that is, that you go to work and then you do most of your show and they're posting clips of you on the air and it's going viral, and then you find out that you're being let go? That is a wild situation. But one thing I want to say is that everybody has been rallying around Ryan Clark. He posted today proof of life, and he posted himself working out. Before the madness of yesterday, I woke up, got in my Tundra, drove to Planet Fitness, and got to work. The rest of the day was eventful, but the journey continues. My peace is with God, and my humility comes from within. I'll continue to build myself so the world can never strip me of what's real. Now, there's rumors about why he was let go. But among those who are being let go, Tom Pelissero and Carl Ravitch, a lot of people, the NFL Network, I guess they were purchased by ESPN. And so because of that, there's been all these cuts. But Disney in general has also announced a lot of cuts. They said Pixar Animation Studios was hit particularly hard in these company-wide layoffs that happened today. Another group that was hit pretty hard that's owned by Disney is the TV group at National Geographic. So just a tough time for a lot of people who are relying on those checks for their livelihood, but also that love their job and love what they do.
We just witnessed Ryan Clark make such an outrageous take that a couple hours later, live on air, he got fired. It's just been announced that ESPN has cut ties with the NFL analyst Ryan Clark today after 11 years with ESPN. And he got fired after he made this such bad take about calling the Cowboys Super Bowl contenders.
Are the Super Bowl expectations realistic for the Cowboys this year?
You know what? They are realistic this year.
Come on, Ryan. We know you're allowed to have hot takes, even some bad takes. But calling the Cowboys Super Bowl contenders and that the Super Bowl is realistic for the Cowboys this year, that's just blasphemy. And it's believed that during this segment right here where Ryan Clark was talking about Isaiah Likely being a key component for the Giants was where everyone found out that he was officially fired from ESPN. And it also sounds like Ryan Clark is just the first part of the ESPN layoffs, because it sounds like a lot more people are about to get laid off tomorrow, unfortunately for them. But now Ryan Clark officially no longer with ESPN.
Acquired by ESPN, and ESPN let him know that he was being fired during a commercial break mid-show on NFL Live yesterday. Ryan Clark had done SportsCenter. He goes on NFL Live like usual. He's on this panel with Adam Schefter, Mina Kimes, and Laura Rutledge. All three of them know he's being fired, by the way. And they're just kind of sitting there, just nodding along with whatever he's saying about the Giants. You got Adam Schefter. Look at what he does here. He even does the... He does this segment. They go to commercial break. He's fired. They come back. He's gone. He doesn't return. Look, man, this is a brutal way to treat somebody. I'm not a fan of Ryan Clark. All right. I'm not really sure if anyone is. You know, his takes are pretty bad. I mean, even yesterday, he's talking about how Isaiah Likely could be the Travis Kelce for the New York Giants. Okay. It's not great. But this is a brutal way to treat somebody. It is ridiculous to send someone out on live television. Do a live television show with everybody on set knowing you're getting fired, everybody on set knowing you're not surviving these layoffs, and they just kind of have to sit there and pretend like they don't know because you don't yet, and they just have to pretend that everything's casual. You got Adam Schefter just, yeah, man, you know, like, bro, I have some heart, man, goddamn.
All right, it's time to talk about this Ryan Clark firing. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Number one, objectively, he's a good analyst. Why? He's brought NFL Live 2 Emmy Awards, of which they had never won before, and they likely will not win after. So I understand that fans, more than anything, we value y'all's opinions. We make the shows for y'all. But regardless of whether you think he's great or you think he's terrible, objectively speaking, he got the accolades to prove his greatness. With that being said, firing a man during his show that he's helped bring an Emmy Award is wild. I got a story for y'all y'all. I'm going to hold that for the next 10 seconds. Wild. Why did they say they did it? Because they didn't want him to find out on social media. So you fire him during the show and pull him during the last 10 minutes of the segment? I digress. Story time. Last year when I got fired, if you work long enough at a job, you're going to get fired. Last year when I got fired, they had us find out on social media. We found out on social media. More often than not, executives are cowards. Former athletes, we're used to tough information. Just tell it to us. We done been cut before, broken bones before, had surgeries before.
Oh, I'm doing well, man. I got to talk about people who kind of wear football uniforms but don't really play football.
Sticking with
this morning. And so, he was just very much like his attire was almost a football player. So was he.
Okay.
So was he. He was real close.
Yeah. But let me ask you a couple questions, Ryan Clark. Shall I?
Mm-hmm. Let's do this.
Ryan, have you ran with a football in an NFL game? Have you had a rush?
No, I have not.
Oh,
that's weird.
Have you thrown a pass in the NFL?
I have not.
This is very, have you scored in an NFL game?
I actually have not.
Well. See, there's a lot of things I think that make up a football game. You know what I mean? Like tackling, running, passing, kicking, blocking. I mean, there's a lot of things there. I've done them all.
Surprising news in the sports media world as ESPN has parted ways with longtime NFL analyst Ryan Clark. The news comes from over at The Athletic, who report that Clark is part of a wider round of layoffs expected to sweep through ESPN and NFL Network, which it now owns, this week. Clark is not everybody's cup of tea, and I get that, but he had risen over the course of 11 plus years at the network to being one of its most prominent hosts. He not only was a regular core cast member for NFL Live each day, but he also is one of the panelists on Monday Night Countdown, the pregame show for Monday Night Football. And multiple times each week through the NFL season, he was on both Get Up and First Take, the signature morning shows at ESPN. But we have known that these layoffs are coming, and again, Clark is not expected to be the only person who falls victim to them. And really, you can probably trace this decision back to, yes, money. Clark has been at ESPN for quite a long time and likely brings with him a big salary that ESPN wanted to get rid of, but he also has stepped in it maybe too many times for comfort for the company. Last year, when LSU's Kyron Lacey was involved in a car accident and later took his own life, Ryan Clark and Scott Van Pelt were forced to apologize after misstating the details around the criminal charges facing Lacey. Clark also had to apologize after a run-in with his then new ESPN colleague Peter Schrager during a routine segment about the Dallas Cowboys, in which Clark called Schrager out for not having a player's perspective and therefore not understanding what they were talking about. However, in addition to just being a trusty, hard-working core member of ESPN's cast, he also had developed quite a close relationship with First Take host Stephen A. Smith. When Cam Newton, the former NFL quarterback turned First Take contributor, crossed Smith by bringing on his arch-rival host Jason Whitlock earlier this year, Ryan Clark stepped out of the fray to defend Smith and take on Newton himself. Ultimately, a surprising move given how much Clark had achieved and how high he had risen at the worldwide leader, but also not a surprise given the array and volume of controversies and problems that Clark had created during his time there. As ESPN gets ready to broadcast its first Super Bowl this coming February, Clark's departure not only is big news in and of itself, but creates tons of questions about how ESPN will cast and program its NFL coverage the rest of this year and beyond.
We just witnessed Ryan Clark make such an outrageous take that a couple hours later, live on air, he got fired. It's just been announced that ESPN has cut ties with the NFL analyst Ryan Clark today after 11 years with ESPN. And he got fired after he made this such bad take about calling the Cowboys Super Bowl contenders.
Are the Super Bowl expectations realistic for the Cowboys this year?
You know what? They are realistic this year.
Come on, Ryan. We know you're allowed to have hot takes, even some bad takes, but calling the Cowboys Super Bowl contenders and that the Super Bowl is realistic for the Cowboys this year, that's just blasphemy. And it's believed that during this segment right here where Ryan Clark was talking about Isaiah Likely being a key component for the Giants was where everyone found out that he was officially fired from ESPN. And it also sounds like Ryan Clark is just the first part of the ESPN layoffs, because it sounds like a lot more people are about to get laid off tomorrow, unfortunately for them. But now Ryan Clark officially no longer with ESPN.
Hey y'all, Grill Daddy here. So Ryan Clark from ESPN, many of you know him. He's an NFL analyst. He played for the Steelers in Washington back in the day. Well, he got laid off by ESPN today. The crazy thing is he got laid off from ESPN while he was on TV. He was on NFL Live. I'm going to show the clips. He was on NFL Live and just got gone mid-show. Insane. All right, so Laura Rutledge she's the host of NFL Live, just like regular. And there is Ryan Clark on the show, smiling, ready to roll, ready to talk NFL. All right, so Mina Kimes is saying something, and then she kicks it over to Ryan Clark. And, he's giving his regular analysis like he does every day on NFL Live, okay? All right, so fast forward. We're halfway through the show. We're more than 30 minutes into the show. Ryan Clark's been all over it, talking about everything. He just talked about Jaden Daniels. Then they did this feature on Leonard Fournette, and now they're doing something on the Ravens. The GM of the Ravens is talking, and then they boom, and Ryan's gone. Where is he? What did you do to Ryan? He's gone. I mean, before we had Mina, Laura, and Shefty, but Ryan was here. I don't know. I've never seen that before. Man, they just canned Ryan in the middle of the show. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I feel for Ryan. Hope you're doing all right. I mean, what if you're like Mina or Adam and they're just like, oh, hey, Ryan just got fired. Keep going on with the show. But yeah, so sorry, Ryan. That's crazy. I've never seen that before.
ESPN wants you to value the opinion of everybody that's on TV there. Mina Kimes, who's Ryan Clark's boy, one of his best friends at the station, has never played NFL football. Mike Tannenbaum, who I watch every single morning on Get Up when he's on, was an NFL GM. He didn't play in the NFL, but the ESPN station wants you to value those people's opinions. So when Ryan Clark tells Peter Schrager, bro, you don't know what you're talking about because you haven't played the game, well, then you've kind of screwed everybody over at ESPN that's never played a sport, but that's there on TV talking about it. And so that's how the relationship sours. I'm sure the executives either talked to Ryan Clark about it and he pushed back, or they started having internal conversations about how this can be a problem because he's just undercut everybody at the station that's never played a sport. I'm not surprised that this is the reason they're letting Ryan Clark go. Ryan Clark will be fine. He has the pivot. He has his podcast. He's made a good name for himself at ESPN. And unfortunately, everything in life has an expiration date. He kind of outgrew the network, and it was time for him to go. So hit the like, hit the follow. Let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section. Peace.
So, Ryan, with that all being said and done, do you think that the Dallas Cowboys have any prayer of winning the Super Bowl this season? I mean, I think they got a pretty good chance. Yeah, why not?
It may not be the best, but with Dak Prescott, George Pickens, and CeeDee Lamb, that offense is still top 5.
Looks like we're losing another one. Another successful show. Hey, boss, how's it going? Ryan, you're fired.
What?
Fired! Pack your shit and get out.
What the hell?
did I do? You completely made a fool out of our whole station by saying that the Dallas Cowboys were gonna win it all.
What? You're firing me for that?
Well, that and I'm also an Eagles fan, and it really offends me.
Oh, right. And aren't we supposed to be a non-biased network?
Well, now you're gonna be homeless on the street holding a can begging for money. So you're gone. See ya.
All because I said the Dallas Cowboys had a good chance to win the Lombardi. I'm getting fired? You know what? You'll see. I'll show this network and corrupt business.
Hey, boss, why is Ryan leaving with his bags? The day isn't over yet. Because I fired him for saying the Cowboys were winning the Super Bowl?
What?
ESPN wants to fire people for telling the actual truth. Are you serious? If you missed it, Ryan Clark was literally on ESPN just 4 hours ago saying this.
Question: are the Super Bowl expectations realistic for the Cowboys this year?
You know what? They are realistic this year. And so if we could see George Pickens in camp, CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott, and Shoddy get those guys going, this could be a team that we're actually talking about at the end of the season, not just the beginning.
He said that on air, and ESPN said, nope, you're not even finishing the show. They fired this man mid-show for telling the truth. We have to have more people in the media that tell the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Clark, he was trying to put the truth out there. Absolutely, the Cowboys' expectation is the Super Bowl this year. Absolutely, it's realistic. Don't fire a man for being honest, man. That's where the public gets fed up with this media stuff. You fire guys for telling the truth.
In the words of Mike Epps from one of my favorite movies, Malibu's Most Wanted, ESPN, is you out your rabbit ass mind? You done let go of RC, then you let go of Cam Newton, well before you let go of Shannon Sharp, well before that Max Kellerman. People that kept me watching your weak ass show. And this ain't no knock to Stephen A. Smith, but you not worth all that, gang. The cast made the show. And now that y'all done cashed this big check and gave it to Stephen A. Smith, now y'all cutting ties with everything that got me even watching First Take or even want to watch the clips. And football season coming up and y'all don't got no seasoning. I'm not watching that shit, bro. Come on now. And I love Pat McAfee and what he done and how he done went from YouTube, but you ain't worth that either, brother. I'm sorry, man. So if y'all don't pick it up, man, y'all gonna see the lowest ratings that y'all done ever seen, and y'all gonna be like, why did we give Stephen A. so much money? Why did we do this to our channel? And we gonna be like, bro, we been trying to tell y'all. Like, we been trying to tell y'all, bro.
ESPN, what type of Bush League shit is this that you gonna fire Ryan Clark mid-show? He's one of the reasons why we all watch NFL Live. Hell, him and Swagoo, the only reasons during football season we watch First Take. Ryan Clark is the number one analyst y'all got talking head when it comes to football. I would say Marcus Spears is number two. I'm biased because both of them are my favorites. But mid-show, is it because the Pivot Podcast is booming? Did you forget that he helped contribute to NFL Live being Emmy nominated? I think they won an Emmy too. You didn't have that before. And you're going to pay him for the duration of